Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. I am just going to be making banana bread today because I've just been craving banana bread and I've been using this recipe for ever since I was like a kid, so I figured I would just show you. Got my coffee and I'm started now. The music you hear in the background is one of Alexis Wren's SoundCloud playlists, so I think it's The Sound of Your Dream Girl. I really like it, so figured I'd put it on. So every recipe always tells you to preheat the oven first. You're never like actually ready for the oven to be preheated when you first preheat it, but might as well. So it's 350. And then I've got all my ingredients over here already. So we'll actually butter the pan first. So when you're cooking with a pan, like I'm doing a bread pan today, you always want it to be buttered and floured, or just like cooking spray or something, so that the bread or brownies or whatever you're making doesn't stick. So happy Easter, by the way. Whoop, my eggs are rolling. Okay, there we go. It's Easter here today, so just butter the whole thing. Often I'll put flour in it, but I don't think I am this time. Yeah, your hands get really dirty, but who doesn't love butter? I mean, not straight. I mean, some people like it, but I don't. Okay, and that's about done. So I have an old pan because I do a lot of cooking, but just like butter kind of everywhere. Doesn't need to be that thick. That's just how it is. And then wipe your hands off with a Kleenex always first before you just like wipe them, like wash them in the drain. Or facial tissue or whatever you guys call Kleenexes. Always wash your hands before you start cooking. I did, I just forgot to show that. So next is bananas. So you want 3 bananas. Let's get right to it. So you just want to put your 3 bananas in here. Oh, no, there's a cute dog outside. It's the neighborhood dog. When they're really spiny like this, it means they're going to be sweeter. So, there we go. And the compost. And so then, before I mash those up, just because butter takes a little bit to melt, is you want to do a 1/2 cup of melted butter. So I just have a little saucepan right here. I'm just going to turn on 5. And then the butter's right here. And here's the useful thing, is I already used butter because I made brownies last night. But on the side of it, it says like 1 cup. I don't know if you can see that. Can I see? So like 1 cup and then like 1/2 cup. And then I had 2 1/4 cups over here. So then you can just cut it like that. You don't have to like take it all out and measure it. It's really helpful. And just make sure you remove all of the packaging and pop it in. And then you just want to mash your bananas. I've got like a potato masher, but you can also just use a fork. So we kind of want it to be like this consistency. See, it's like pretty creamy. Yeah. And then it would be 2 eggs. Now the thing is, if you don't have eggs, there's a lot of substitutes you can do. My most common one is I just add another banana in, I think, for the 2 eggs. You can just look it up online and see what the other options are. Or applesauce, I know, is another option. Make sure you don't put any shell in there. And the butter is melting pretty good right now. So, just waiting for those milk. You can use a whisk, but I'm just going to use a spoon. Just because I'm going to use a spoon later anyway, so I don't want to make more dishes if possible. And this is just a mixing bowl of mine. Now, if you have a microwave, you can just pop the butter in the microwave, I think for like 30-second intervals. So do 30 seconds, check it, and do another 30 seconds. But I don't have a microwave, so I just do it on the stovetop. One of the ingredients is buttermilk. So I don't have buttermilk, but you can make like a substitute for buttermilk with just some milk and a little bit of lemon juice in it. So I'm gonna do that next. If you're not from Canada, we have our milk in bags. So like everyone has this like jug. I don't use it for all of Canada, but at least in Ontario we do. I'm just using a measuring cup right here. There you go. So you put it for about a half cup, and then you just do a little bit of lemon juice in here, and then you're gonna want to stir it in. And my butter is almost done. That means that the oven is now preheated. So as you can see, it's we're not ready to put the banana bread in, so the recipes always say to put it in that early. So yeah, the butter's almost done. I really like this recipe because it does melted butter instead of soft butter, because then you don't have to like think ahead about it. So there's you have to pull butter out of the fridge and make sure that it's soft before you use it. Otherwise, when it's melted butter, it can be straight from the fridge, which mine was. So, oh, and I put the saucepan on for like 5, like medium. So I find that's usually good. If you put it on higher, it'll start bubbling, and lower it takes forever. So once your butter is done, once it's completely melted, as like this one is, which you can't really see, hold on, there we go. So we're just letting the butter cool for a minute right now. So I've been baking ever since I was a little kid. My mom taught me how to bake when I was young, and I actually worked as a baker for a little bit at the local store. Yeah. So I did a lot of pies. Pies was like my specialty, and I did tea biscuits and a bunch of Christmas stuff and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, I think the butter is good enough now. Let it cool for about 5 minutes, and you're just gonna pour it in with your eggs and your bananas. And I just let it all drip in because there's gonna be so much extra that won't come in. Okay. So the butter's done. Next, we're gonna add in the sugar, the buttermilk, and the vanilla. So it's gonna be 1.5 cups sugar. Also, it's a good idea to wear an apron, but this isn't too messy. So if I ever make anything with like a mixer, like cupcakes or frosting or anything, like the icing sugar especially will go everywhere, so I always wear an apron. This is pretty calm. So I don't know where my half cup is right now because I used it last night for brownies and I don't think I washed it. So this is just a 1/4 cup. So it's gonna be 1.5 cups in total. So 2 1/4 cups, and then a 1 cup. Oh, and I'll have this entire recipe in the description box below. And then the buttermilk. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract as well. And then just stir it up. I like to walk or like stand when I stir. For no teethers, I'm just like that person that will like walk around while brushing their teeth. I don't know, I find it calming and relaxing. So you want to stir it till everything's like pretty well mixed, so there's no more chunks from the sugar, and everything just looks kind of even. So if you can't tell, you should just like bring it up and then see kind of how it falls in. I like to do a mixture of clockwise turning and then counterclockwise turning. Or like stirring, not turning. I don't know why, I just do. That looks pretty good mixed to me. Now we did put sugar in here, but otherwise it's all the wet ingredients. See, like it's not flour and stuff, so. Let me turn you down like this again. See, it looks like this. So, and then put you back up. So it's hard to try and figure out the height, so. Anyway, so that's good. And now we're gonna put in the flour, the baking soda, and the salt. So it's going to be 2.5 cups flour. So I'm just using whole wheat flour, just because that's what I have. So Now some recipes want you to sift it. This one you don't need to. So I'm just gonna put 1 cup. I'm gonna use a cup. You can use a knife. So here's a technique. I don't know if you're close enough to see this, but use a knife and you just kind of push it like that off. Ooh, and apparently you spill. But so it's completely flat, right? There's no sounds. I usually just shake it so that it's close enough. You can definitely do that to be more exact. And then it's 2.5 cups. So then there's another quarter. And here's another quarter. So that equals 2.5 cups in total. And then it's gonna be 1 teaspoon baking soda and 1 teaspoon salt. So I have another teaspoon right here with me. This is baking soda. There's baking soda and baking powder. You can't really use them interchangeably, but they do the same thing. They make it like fluffy and rise. So there we go, teaspoon of that. And this is just some salt. Teaspoon of salt. And just make sure you get all of the edges again. So I'm gonna move you a little closer so you can see what's actually going on. So I'm just stirring it. See, it's all of the flour on top. So you just want to kind of fold it in, stir it like this, just like anything to kind of get it mixed. Technique isn't crazy important right now. This is a really easy recipe. I originally found it in a kid's cookbook. That's like, I found it as a kid, because I would always get cookbooks when I was a kid, because I just love baking and cooking so much, so. Let me move my coffee cup out of the way. Oh, this is my favorite coffee cup. It says, "Life is a story, make yours a bestseller." Yeah. I got it when I was younger, because like that'd be awesome to have a life like that. Also, I want to be a bestseller because I'm a writer, so I have some short stories published, 6 short stories published, and I'm working on well, I wrote a novel and I'm working on like editing it and rewriting it and getting it, better, because I finished it when I was a little younger. So. Sorry, I think my elbow is really in the way for you guys. Yeah. So in the end, it should be like this kind of consistency. You can see that? Yeah. And then now we just pour it into our pan. So bring our pan over, move my phone out of the way, and then we just, whoop. Then we just pour it in. You can use a spatula to like get all the little bits in. There we go. Got pretty much all of it out. Then you'll want to use your hand to just scoop out the last little bits, because it always gets stuck in there. As long as your hands are clean, make sure they're washed. And then you just want to, let me put the camera down a little more. You just want to move it like to the sides so that it really is in each corner. Because the thing is it'll rise more in the middle than it will on the sides, so you want to push it to the sides a little bit more. And just make sure it's really in the corner. Yeah. And then a little bit of stuff on there. Alright. So now we're gonna put it in the oven. Just put it in the middle rack. There we go. And then you'll want to bake it for an hour and 5 minutes. Ovens usually cook pretty, you know, normally. But the thing is I really like to turn it around halfway through just because I feel like it makes it so that it's cooked a little more evenly. Because like the back of the oven will be a little bit hotter just because it is. So, because obviously this is just like a home oven, it's not a commercial oven or anything. So I just took my banana bread out of the oven. See right there. How you test to see if it's done or not is, first of all, it looks really golden, so it looks like it should be done. And then you just kind of press on it, and if it's kind of spongy and bounces back, it should be done. And then you put a toothpick, just put it in, and if it comes out clean, then that means that it's done. So I'm just gonna leave it on a wire rack right now, just for it to cool a bit, and then I'll kind of cut it out and take it out there when it's a little bit cooler. But that's what it looks like. Yeah. All right, so the banana bread is all done now. Looks really good. It's still, the pans are still a little bit warm because that'll help it so it doesn't stick. So you don't want to use metal on it, so I'm just using a wooden spatula that got burned previously. But you're just gonna put it in, go right around all the edges. Just kind of pushing it away from the pan. It's already buttered, so it should go pretty easily. There we go. And then I'm gonna put it immediately on cutting board, a scratched up cutting board. Obviously we cut a lot. So I'm just gonna move that back. And then I'm just gonna tip it into my hand. You just work it out like that. So you can see it popped out just perfectly. There's very little on the bottom, just a little bit here and there, but it's a big chunk. And flip it over. There. And this is just a knife, bread knife. Oof, you can see the steam coming off that. I don't know if you can, but I certainly can. A little bit. And here we go. Cutting a nice big slice of that. Look at that. Looks so good. Take a little bite right here. Really good. So that's it for the banana bread. I usually like to put a little bit of butter on it and have it like melt on it, especially when it's fresh from the oven. Otherwise it'll stay good for, I don't know, a while. But it won't stay long because we'll eat it all. Anyways, it's a really good recipe and I really, really like it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you know, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and the recipe will be down below in the description box, as well as all my socials. So if you want to drop a follow, go ahead. Otherwise, subscribe to my channel so you can get some more cooking videos. I'm hoping to do a lot more videos like this, maybe doing a brownie video, you know, doing some other like actual cooking videos, like making marinara sauce and for pasta and stuff like that. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.